name is Pamela Dawn, author of the Endangered Earthlings Handbook, and I live in some of the craziest places in the U.S. demonstrating sustainable living. Climate change, species extinction, contaminated waters. We are all endangered earthlings, and I'm here to show you how to survive.
Watching the DJC TV Network on Roku.
Definitely looks more like a lake now after a few weeks of pretty good rain. Watching the surface of the water for ripples, such as the movement of snakes. But so yeah, this is the Frog Club. This is where all the best raves are held. It's wild. The cautious one, thankfully. I'm a wild child. Come on. Welcome to my kitchen, where the last time I cooked, hardly anyone got sick. So let me show you my favorite gadget. But before I do, the coolest thing about this gadget is that it actually runs on my solar panels. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit and remind you, please invest in a solar kit. The first solar panel you get, if you get it in a kit, will come with a charge controller. Those two components are necessary. The second thing you need to get is a decent battery, and you're going to want a 12 volt deep cycle battery. I prefer AGM, but get what you can afford so you're ready for an emergency. The other thing that you will need is, so the solar comes from the sun, it goes through the charge controller into the battery. The energy is stored in the battery. Then you got to get that energy out of the battery, and you're going to need something called a power inverter. So for a first-time power, I'm in the wilderness and it's the weekend, and there's an ATF, no, not ATF. Those are the guys with the guns and the drugs and the boom. Is it ATM? No, that's where you get the money. All-terrain vehicle. Yeah, a little 4-quad thing. Does a Where were we? So get a power inverter that's at least 2,000 watts, 2,500 watts. That's going to get you basically through an emergency, and you can run, you know, your basic stuff like charge your phone and cook some food, and one of those coolers that you can plug in. So yes, you can get a 7,000 watt power inverter, and you can plug in 5 things, and then your batteries are going to be dead immediately. So start small and work your way up, but definitely start investing in your alternative energy now. Eventually we'll talk about wind and all that other stuff, but for right now, just start investing in your solar panels. And let me show you this guy. This guy is amazing. I found this guy on Amazon, and it's essentially a tiny little crock pot. So inside you have this metal dish, and you also have an optional metal thing that goes on the top of it. So like if you use this to go to work, you can plug this baby in the morning with some rice in the bottom and some chicken and veggies on top, and by the time lunch comes around, and my mouth is not working because it knows it's Friday and there's wine coming. So by the time lunch comes around, then this meal is ready to go. Now this is a chili dish with Gardein crumbles, and that's my favorite ground beef alternative. Honestly, I'm a meat eater. I'm a flexitarian. I don't eat meat often, once a month or so. But this, I can't tell the difference between this and ground beef. It's delicious. So, get your solar kit. So get your solar kit with your charge controller and a battery. Start investing in one battery at a time. And then your power inverter, and try to find this little guy on Amazon. It's like between $15 and $35 depending on the maker and you know, the power that it has behind it. So I only cook once a day, and that's for 2 meals. So I'm really excited about my chili. I'm gonna go eat some chili. I'm gonna drink some wine, and I'm gonna be out on the rim. No, I'm not gonna go on the rim. It's too scary. This wine in the rim. No bueno. All right, see you shortly. Well, the really great thing about having so much sunshine for the last 9 days is that my solar batteries are full. But the meh side is that I don't have enough excess water to wash my hair, and it's time. So I'm demonstrating to you my very fancy schmancy dry shampoo, regular old cornstarch. Now if you have really dark hair, use cocoa powder. So I have pre-separated some cornstarch with my favorite smelly goods, which is a few drops of dragon's blood oil. Flew the dragon and everything to get that stuff. Okay, so you're gonna wanna, oh, that does smell good. You're gonna wanna get a handful at least. I'm not dolloping it on like I did before because it landed in splotches. So, oh, that's what these are for. Rub your hands together and just rub it down to the scalp. This is gonna soak up the excess oils, not all of it, because you want your natural oils. That's the coolest thing about being out here in nature, not being able to bathe and shower every day, not being able to wash my hair every other day, is that all the natural oils come back, and I go back to civilization just fully armed with my mites and bacteria that my body needs. So I'm gonna get it good in there. And if you're blonde like me and unable to do your roots like me, it helps a little bit. So you at home, this will extend the time in between shampoos, which is great for your hair, but it's even better for your water bill and for the planet. So, and the Style by Gaia. So that is my shampoo is done for today. 9 days without a good rain. I've only got 10 gallons of water left in reserve, but starting tomorrow, it's gonna be like solid rain until I leave. So I'm gonna have to move the rig to higher ground because I'm pointing kind of down. If you remember from the other episode, the front tires were sinking, so I'm gonna have to back the rig up and get it on higher ground, and so that's on my to-do list today. Now that I have clean and marvelous hair, see you in a little while. Hey! All right, so before I go out on a hike, I want to show you what I have on my body head to toe. Not everything, just the outside, so that you guys know what is important to me as far as survival goes. And most of this is stuff that you should have on or around your body wherever you live, no matter, within reach at least. I'm paranoid, so most of my stuff stays on my body. So this guy, let me tilt it down so you can see a little better. That's crooked. So this is not all that important. This is just here to keep these straps in the Great Divide. So I'm going to take this portable tripod off. And this, because we are somewhere where there are cliffs and steep banks, this is 100 feet of safety climbing rope. Keep that on my body here. This is one of the most important things that you should always have within reach. This is a survival kit. You can get them anywhere from anything under 30 bucks. You're not really getting the stuff that you're going to need to have in a survival situation. So I would say pay at least 35, but they can go all the way up in the hundreds, depending on what you want to have it in. Personally, what's important to me is shelter, a blanket, Mylar blanket, basic first aid, all kinds of tools, bee sting kit. And I put my own life straw in there because you can drink any water you find through this filter, portable filter. Basic medicines, tools, and I almost always have paracord bracelet on me somewhere on my body, even if it's not on my bracelet. So there's paracord in there. And what's really amazing about these certified survival kits is that you have first aid instructions included in the kit. So that's really important. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. And the most important thing that I ever have on my body is this Zoleo. I'm still not sure how to say it. This is a GPS satellite tracker. So you're in the wilderness, you have no signal at all. As long as your emergency contact or your friends or your family have downloaded the app, you can send satellite messages back and forth like SMS through the app. Invaluable. It's about $200 on Amazon. And then the service is around $35 a month. Well worth it. I don't go anywhere without this baby. It's always on my body. Even my jammies. Had some people pull up on the campsite, you know, kind of sun was setting, and so it was this and my pistol in my hand. We had to see what they wanted because, you know, people to roll up on an obvious campsite, that's kind of hinky. And anyway, okay, so paracord bracelet, emergency whistle if you are lost somewhere. If your urban building collapses, the GPS satellite tracker and this whistle let people know where you are so they can find you. My babies, my fur babies, are always attached to my body. So as Matthew said, this is my my crotch muppet is what it looks like for you guys. I can't unsee that. Phone holster, phone's always with me. Invaluable solar brick with USB charge ports here, even a C size USB. This has a flashlight and a compass. I had to make sure it was the right one on me. Make sure that when you have the solar brick that you have the cords with you at all times that you're going to need to recharge your devices. All right. This is my butt. There are many like it, but this butt is mine. This, how am I gonna, okay. Water, obviously, but this is a collapsible water dish for the fur babies, so that's important. This, K-bar, obvious, survival tool. Sometimes I swap this out, depending on how deep we're going hiking. Sometimes I'll swap this out for my survival knife. It just has a better saw on one side. Oh, there's a garrote handsaw wire in that survival kit as well. Forgot about that. That's amazing. Anyway, so my survival knife sometimes I swap out depending on how deep we're going hiking. This is a multi-tool. Thank you, my boss. I mean, all kinds of gadgets. I use this all throughout our excursion in the desert, usually to pull cactus barbs out of the dogs, so poor babies. It didn't take them long to figure out what to stay away from, though that's a good thing. and pepper spray. Obvious. I think that's everything. Isn't this? My boobs and my butt. I think that's it. So get yourself a Zoleo not USB, GPS tracker. A Zoleo GPS tracker, satellite tracker, invaluable in a crisis and an emergency. Highly recommend it. Very affordable, worth the investment. That's it.